Oh, I'm recording, aren't I? All right, back to weirdness level up high. Okay, welcome everyone. For anyone who is new watching the recording, my name is Emily, and yeah, I'm really pleased that you can be here. We're just going to begin by settling ourselves into our space and putting some things in the giant worry bowl. So you might like to join me in crossing your hands over your chest and just begin a little butterfly hug, bilateral tapping here, maybe a gentle sway, taking a nice big breath in through the nose and breathing into the core of you, into your belly. Big sigh, letting go. And just bringing to the forefront of your mind anything that's been annoying you lately. Maybe it's the tension of this time of year. Anything, maybe you're annoyed at Christmas lights, or something else has got you in being Grinch bitch. Anyone who's watching this recording, it is almost Christmas. And just bringing to the forefront of your mind anything you want to get rid of, anything that you'd like to express from your mind or your body, or both. And once you find it there, once you know what it is you'd like to release, see if you can express it through words. Might be a single word or a sentence, or maybe something you want to say to someone else. Maybe it's a bunch of swear words, who knows. Whatever you would like to say to express these things from your mind and body, you can go ahead and say them now. Or you might prefer to just sigh them out. Maybe hum or chant or roar, any sound that you would like to make. Anything that you don't want to carry with you into this time that we have together now. If you like, you can join me in a nice big inhale, breathing in through the nose, filling up your belly once again. And we're going to sigh out any tension in our legs, in our lower limbs, just letting that go with the exhale, nice and slow. And we're going to do another big inhale while I fix my microphone. And releasing any tension in your back this time, just letting it go, sighing that breath out, sighing out that tension. And when you're ready to take another breath in, this time we're going to focus on our neck and shoulders, releasing some tension here as we exhale and sigh out that breath. And just allowing yourself to let go of anything else that needs to come out. And we'll go ahead and pop that bowl of worries, concerns, fears and anxieties or anything else away, out of sight, out of mind. And let's allow our subconscious mind to let go of what it's been holding as well. So you can repeat after me, saying out loud, I give my subconscious mind permission to let go of my worries and fears now. And we're going to shift whatever energy our subconscious mind was holding on to by placing it in our hands, just imagining that you can take it from wherever it might be stored in your body, put it in your hands, and feel how that might feel. Feel the weight and the temperature and the texture, all of those things. And you get a sense of how it feels. See if you can clamp down on it, take it out to the sides or up overhead, and take a deep breath. You're going to let it go, throw it at the ground and say, shoo, and feel the energy shift out your fingertips. And we'll do it again, just getting a sense of it in your hands, clamping down, out or up, and deep breath. Shoo, let it go. One more time, really consciously this time. Taking that stuckness, that tension, whatever it might feel like, placing it in your hands and clamping down. Take it wherever you can, deep breath. Throw away and give yourself a shake off. Just really shift whatever was being stored there. And if you want to stand up and jump about, you can, or maybe just shifting your hands around, letting them tap you on each side, swaying around, or just shaking your hands. Maybe you want to introduce your legs into it as well. However you'd like to shake and shift whatever was being stored there by your subconscious mind, you go ahead. Maybe shrugging the shoulders. And when you're feeling ready, just bringing your hands slightly cupped onto your lower belly. We're going to tap our way up from here and just shift anything else that we can shift that's blocking our life force energy in our bodies. You're tapping over every part of you. If there's come to an area that feels like it needs a bit more attention, linger there for a bit longer. Otherwise, just follow along with your tapping and coming down the inside, ready for some big happy seal energy. Yeah, bring it. Woo! Round of applause for us all, and tapping all the way back up for a big pat on the back for being here, showing up for yourself, and tapping over the other side. And you've got another opportunity for big happy seal, round of applause, or happy walrus, or a monkey with cymbals, whatever you want to imagine yourself being. And tapping your way back up. Another big pat on the back. And just bringing our attention to our face, and as though there's little raindrops coming down the center. Although I'm so glad it's not raining anymore. I was over it. And we'll do 3 rows here. Just seeing if you can soften your expression a little. And tapping over the top of your head and down around to the back of your neck. If that feels good, maybe linger on the back of your neck longer. Do another row slightly further out. And just above the ears and down and around. And finding your kidneys, patting yourself in the lower back and tapping your way down the outsides of your legs onto the top of your feet, and then coming back up the inside and resting your hands back on your belly, closing your eyes down, taking a nice big inhale through the nose into your belly. Big sigh, letting go. And just allow your breath to return to its natural rhythm. As you allow yourself a little check-in in this peaceful, quiet moment, just really noticing how it feels to be you, right now, right here. Noticing what's coming up for you, noticing what might be settling. Noticing the sensations in your body, that buzzing, noticing how your skin feels, noticing how your thoughts move through your mind, noticing if they are future thoughts or past thoughts, or if they're present thoughts. Noticing your posture. Just allowing yourself to really tune into your internal world. And you might like to continue on in that way, keeping your eyes closed, and just introduce a gentle sway to your spine from side to side. Just waking the body up with some very gentle movement, nice and slow and controlled. And your sway might become a little wider each time. Maybe it changes direction, maybe it's a slightly diagonal sway, or maybe it's forward and backwards. Maybe you're going all the way around in circles with your core, big rotations. However you'd like to explore some fluid movement, just go ahead And tune into any messages that your body is signaling to you if it wants to stretch a little further in one direction or hold for a little longer in a place. And just listen to that. You might like to curl your shoulders over and then compare that to how it feels when you bring them right back and open up your chest. You might even like to bring your arms into the movement, stretching them out either side or up overhead, or just moving them around as you move your body around. And you might feel called to also bring your legs into it, maybe stretching them out and pointing and flexing your toes, or rolling those ankles, maybe rolling the wrists. Just exploring any part of you that is calling for your attention. Or even if it's not, maybe just go and explore each part of you a little bit and then moving on to the next part. And if you'd like to add to this practice, sort of stack a couple of habits together, then go ahead and start some humming. So taking a nice big inhale through the nose, breathing right into your belly, and hum, or maybe you prefer to chant, whatever you would like to do, just knowing that as you stimulate your vocal cords, you are massaging your vagus nerve from the inside. So making some sound in that way helps to calm the nervous system. And if the fluid movement is feeling really good for you, then continue on with it. If you would like to connect in with your body through some touch, then you're welcome to join me in that as well. I'm going to begin on my face and just shift the worry that's been building up there, and just pull the energy off my brow, pinching my eyebrow when I get there. And just feeling the difference each time you're able to put that pressure on your forehead and shift that worrisome energy out of your expression. And you might like to go across the other way, so painting a line nice and soft on your eyelids, just appreciating the softness of you, and then pressing firmer as you go up, as you reach your eyebrows. Moving that tension out of your forehead in the other direction. I used to joke that I had a 5 head because it's so big. So if you have a 5 head and you've got more expression to shift, then linger here longer. And once you reach your hairline, maybe you want to come down to your temples and massage here for a moment. Just exploring any tension here, exploring how that feels when you press into your temples. Moving down the face, over the cheekbones, finding the joint in your jaw. You might like to play around with moving your jaw open and closed as you press in here, just finding which parts of your jaw are tense. And which parts of your jaw you get better access to whenever your mouth is open or closed. Just allowing yourself to release all that tension you might be storing here. Maybe you're a teeth grinder. Most of us will be jaw clenchers. This one's a really good one to do as you're going to bed, just to release the tension in your jaw. Helps to prevent the teeth grinding a little bit, if that is a problem for you. And you might like to give your cheeks a smoosh and just move them all around. Exploring on your nose, perhaps. Just applying some pressure along the bridge or down around the sides and underneath. On your chin and then along the jawline, just really getting into those tense areas. And making your way to your ears when you're ready, exploring all those nooks and crannies there. Feeling how it feels to pull your ears away from your head, pretending to be Dumbo. Maybe massaging in front and behind them before we massage down the outside of our vagus nerve, either side of our neck. Just gently massaging down a few times over. Just noticing how that feels, how that helps to calm the nervous system down. And from here, you might like to join me in massaging up into the base of your skull, going in a search for any tension that you might be storing where your spine meets your head. And just exploring the whole surface of your skull, if that feels good for you. And just tuning into those sensations that you're creating in your body. Noticing how it feels for your body to start relaxing and feeling safe and loved. And once you've got your 80s hairdo back, you can bring your hands down onto your neck and shoulders and just explore whatever tension you might be storing here. Wow. I'm just trying to really remain present with those sensations in the body. It's very common for people who have a lot of pain to sort of disconnect from our bodies, dissociate. It's a really good coping strategy, but part of healing is bringing ourselves back into our bodies so that we can listen to those signals, the whispers before it screams. So just really tuning into what your body is telling you now about your life. How much tension is your life creating for you, and where are you storing it? And perhaps by now your hands need a little bit of a break. If that's the case, just take them away, maybe play around with your fingers, relaxing those and giving yourselves a shoulder shrug. Let's take our arms out either side and just strengthen them a little bit, doing some little rotations here. Little interoception exercise at the same time. So just tuning in to the, what am I going to say? Gone blank. Into the sensation and the weight and the heat. So we're waiting for your body to signal to you. Or maybe for you it'll feel different. For me, it's heaviness and heat and a bit of shakiness as well. So just really noticing when your body starts speaking to you about when it's time to lower your arms, and once you feel it, just go ahead and lower them down, knowing that your body has reached its limit, it's strengthened a little bit. And let's put our hands together and just get some movement in the wrists. And we'll just give our hands a little bit of a massage before moving on. So just massaging down each digit, and then we're going to twist over it with the knuckles of the other hand, and then just take some attention down the other, your pointer, and twist down over it. So I like to do this one because it reconnects some healing systems in the body. There's meridian lines and acupressure points, all these amazing things, which I can't remember to tell you what is connected to what. But just knowing that if you apply some pressure to every part of your hand, then you're helping to reconnect parts of your body to other parts of your body. And unblocking the things that get in the way of your body doing what it does best, which is healing. The body's always trying to heal. We just have so many blocks and barriers in the way. And once you've gone over each of your digits, just exploring the palm of your hand and taking a moment to really notice those lines, the texture there that tells a story of you like a fingerprint. And we'll come over to that webbed part in our hand and just press in there for a moment and just feel how that either helps or doesn't help other parts of your body. Just notice what it does, whether your attention is brought right to that place or if there's other sensations maybe elsewhere that you're noticing. When you're ready to release, just move on to the other hand, and we'll just massage over each digit here, twisting our way over our thumb and our pointer. And Annalise's favourite everyone stick your finger up at Annalise. And the other good thing about this motion, so that twisting is really good detoxifying action. Adrienne was teaching this in Qigong. So yeah, really, really good thing to look into, anything that's twisting and massaging into the palm of this hand. And then pressing into this webbed part here, this acupressure point, noticing what this side does for you. And when you're ready, you can release and let that go. We'll just really quickly do our lymphatic exercises before we forget for the day. So let's open them up, open up that lymphatic flow, get even more toxins coming out of us. And once you've rubbed up and down along your collarbone about 10 times, we'll tap on this area. And the other side. And then underneath the jaw. And the other side. Gentle fists into the center of your chest and out to the edges. Excuse me. Do I hiccup every session? I think I do. I must do. Just tapping here. And then massaging in underneath your underarms. So the hiccuping, I'm not exactly sure why. I did ask a doctor about it and they said, we can, shove some tubes up you and investigate. We can go searching, which I'd already done. They found nothing many times over. But he goes, well, it's not really life-threatening, so just, deal with it. So anyway, for the last probably 20 years, I hiccup between, my friend Miriam used to count it. It was just, the average was 11. So around 11 to, it can be up around the 20 randomly throughout the day. It's never like continuous hiccups. It's just, hiccup here. Next half hour, there's another one. Doesn't necessarily relate to anything I've eaten. I haven't eaten anything this morning. Doesn't matter if I've drunk water or not. But anyway, I'm not an alcoholic, just so you know. Just random hiccups. There was a theory about something to do with my diaphragm and tightness there, which wouldn't surprise me. Due to life in fight or flight, can get a bit tight in the diaphragm and in breathing, and osteo had said that to me. So yeah, there you go, hiccups. All right, last one, underneath our knees. And while our legs are out, let's just put our legs out in front of us, and we're going to lean back and just drop our legs from side to side. Just getting some movement there in the hips and the knees, internal and external rotations. Just going at your own pace. And anyone who's on a chair, you can just be, or make sure you're nice and steady first, but just drop one leg down at a time, and then bringing it back up, do the other one. So you're creating the same range of motion in your body as those of us who are doing it from the mat. And if that one's feeling really good for you, then continue on with it. Otherwise, you might like to join me in bringing your feet together and trying to tuck them right in as close as you can, holding onto your ankles, really stretching up your spine. And then just pulling your body forward, or maybe walking your body forward. However you would like to increase that stretch and increase the opening there in your hips, in your groin. And anyone who's seated, then just stabilizing yourself on the edge of your seat, opening out your legs and leaning in a similar way. If you have the ability and capacity to, you can walk your hands forward and just lean right over. But you might be needing to just stretch a little bit by leaning into that ever so slightly. As always, just meet yourself where you're at. We want to push our bodies a little bit so that they increase their capacity, but we don't want to overdo it and end up with our nervous system freaking out and post-exertional malaise and those sorts of things. So just holding that stretch for as long as you can. If it does get a bit too intense, maybe just back it off a little bit. But just noticing what comes up for you emotionally, knowing that we store a lot of tension and trauma here in this area. So sometimes to be opening that up brings up a bit of emotion, a bit of sadness sometimes, whatever's there to be felt. Just allow yourself this moment to feel it without any judgment. And when you're ready, you can just walk yourself out of that posture. And for those of you who are on the mat, we're just going to lower ourselves down. And if you like, you can do this just by leaning back and engaging your core muscles for a moment. If you want, you can raise your feet, maybe stretch out your legs, cycle through a little bit, or just hold. And again, just waiting for the heat or the shakiness to build, and then you can just lower yourself down vertebrae by vertebrae onto the mat. And anyone who's choosing to stay upright, or you're doing the practice from a seat, then just creating a similar strengthening position for your body, leaning yourself back, just strengthening your core. And just for those in a chair, when you're ready, you can just bring yourself to the middle. Take yourself forward to engage those muscles at the back, strengthening your core from the back of you. And anyone who's now down on the mat, let's do a similar thing by lifting ourselves up, engaging the back muscles here, strengthening our core in this way, tightening your buttocks as well, getting some buns of steel. Sorry, just a funny thing happened over the weekend. I'll tell you guys later. And just lowering yourselves down whenever you need to, or just coming to a neutral position, just having a pause, taking a breath. If you like, those on the mat, if you want to put your feet together, your knees out wide, and lift yourself up again, that can be a really great one for stabilizing and strengthening so many more muscles. But it might be a little bit hard. If that's the case, then just plant your feet firmly on the ground and lift up instead. You're just holding yourself in that position, strengthening your core from the back of you as much as feels good, and pausing when you need. And those in a chair, just transitioning from that leaning forward to leaning back. And when you're ready, then I invite you to just open yourself up in that way. So having your feet together, your knees out to the sides for those on the mat. You might like to bring your arms out as well, just really create a nice big opening through your entire center. And just take a few deep breaths in through the nose, right into that center of yours, into your belly. Allow that breath to move deep in your belly, and then opening up your chest. And then coming out from your chest and out from your belly. And just allowing yourself to really notice how your breath moves through your body. And anyone who's on a chair, you might just like to be in a similar position with that opening of your center. You may not have your arms up, they might just be on your knees. But just breathing into your belly, into your center. And taking a moment to notice what's happening in your internal world now. And when you're ready, for anyone who is on the mat, just lengthening your legs out. Maybe you want to bring your hands by your sides, facing up for receiving energy from the universe. Or perhaps you prefer to ground a little more and place your hands facing downwards. And anyone who's on a seat, you might just like to make yourself more comfortable. If you need a cushion, maybe you've got something behind you want to rest up against or hold on to, can feel really nice, or maybe nice tight squeeze, whatever you would like. We're just going to have a moment of stillness and do a little grounding exercise, a little guided visualization. So I invite you to go ahead and just relax your body into the furniture, allowing yourself to notice the feeling of comfort that comes from whatever the support is beneath you, whatever the surface might be. Maybe you're tuning into the way that it feels against your back, against your hands, the texture of where you're able to touch that surface. And as you take notice of that feeling of comfort from that support of the surface, you might be becoming aware of the feeling of support that comes from being here, the feeling of support that comes from being part of a healing community, knowing that you are not alone on this journey. I invite you to now go ahead and give yourself permission to be exactly where you are and to be exactly who you are right now. And as you take a deep breath, you might start to notice the sounds in the space where you're sitting. Or perhaps your attention is drawn towards the tones in my voice and how they change as I speak. Or perhaps your attention is drawn towards the temperature where you are and how the air feels as it moves through your nostrils and how it feels as that air travels through your body. Maybe you're refocusing on the way that the air moves through your body with each breath, that gentle rise and fall of your belly, your chest and your ribs. And your awareness might be drawn to the sensation of your body beginning to relax. And as your body relaxes a little deeper, you might choose to place your focus on the rhythmic beat of your heart. Or perhaps you're choosing to be attentive to those internal sensations within your body, or the feeling of your expression softening, your facial muscles relaxing. You might be noticing your thoughts coming and going, and just allowing them to float through your mind, letting each one go. And simply letting go of everything that isn't comfort and ease. And as you settle deeper into your body and settle deeper into the space where your body sits, just allow yourself to feel that sense of comfort wrap around you, as though you're actually being hugged by a warm blanket of comfort and ease. I find the calm within the chaos. I become the calm within the chaos. I am the calm within the chaos. You may have noticed that each of these statements landed differently for you in the body, or perhaps also in the mind. Life, as we know, unfolds before us in a myriad of ways, some joyful, some painful. Some bring a smile to the face that spreads from the expression deep into our cells. Yet others can feel as though we're being crushed by constricting forces that wrap around us, dragging our beings down. And it's so easy to want only those that feel good. So easy to want one more than the other. But we all know there is no life without polarity. Life does not exist without the excruciating tug and tension of both worlds. And so we must learn and practice the skill of holding center, of becoming the calm within the chaos, so that the winds of life can blow around us while we have a calm, safe place to shelter and rest. And it's possible from this place of calm awareness, we can come to enjoy all of the friction, all of the weather that swirls past us. From this place, it is possible to appreciate all of the facets of our life, so long as we practice this skill. So today, we practice together, beginning by gently orienting ourselves toward our own center, finding that calm spot within us that we know exists, but we often forget. So I invite you now to lengthen your spine, feeling the strength of your muscles as you elongate your body, bringing your shoulders back and feeling an opening naturally happen in your chest. And now softening your heart and softening your belly, creating a union of the two polarities of strength and softness side by side. Always a good reminder on how we should move through this life, strong yet soft. And you might like to notice the presence of your breath and allow it to anchor you into your body, acknowledging and noticing the presence of our breath, this gentle friend in us, rising and falling like waves. Breathing in, I am aware of my in-breath, and breathing out, I am aware of my out-breath. In-breath, out-breath. And we all know how easy it is to become swept up in the chaos, to become disoriented in the storms of our lives, lost in the fog, the mist, and the haze of what's happening around us. It's easy to get tumbled by the waves of fear and worry, to feel frightened by the uncertainty. It's easy to become focused on trying to predict the forecast, to prepare for the potential storms that may be heading toward us. And whilst it's easy to forget for days or weeks or months at a time that there is a peaceful calmness deep within each of us, it can become easy to remind ourselves. It can become easy to remember to practice this skill of finding and holding our own center, finding our own calm within the chaos of our lives. And perhaps you're able to remind yourself of that very sacred place within, that very center of your being that houses the wisdom of your body, sitting quietly inside you like an island, your own peaceful island that sits quietly waiting for you to remember, waiting for you to make your way back and land there in the shelter of the trees. This is the first step, and often the hardest step, but you are here. And perhaps you'd like to take this moment to give thanks to the being that has led you to this moment, that has urged you to embrace the solitude and the quiet of your being. I thank you, great wisdom in me. I thank you, great wisdom in me, for speaking out through the chaos, for guiding me here to this quiet moment with my heart and my breath. You see, the wind of every storm has the potential to spin us toward this calm. Every wave that tumbles us holds potential to orient us towards this place, this island of ours within. It's as though we each have a compass within that guides us to find center, guides us to find ground, and guides us to rediscover our inner island. Your inner compass, your internal guidance system that comes from deep down within you, it alerts you that it's time to plot a course back here. This guidance coming from deep down within you is the reminder that you don't have to get swept up in the storm, the chaos of life. There is another way. It's time to remember now that we can create our own calm within the chaos. So placing your hand on your heart, I invite you to explore the idea that you are the answer. That somewhere in you is a piece of earth, an island that cannot be disturbed. Somewhere in you lies a small plot of land that cannot only hold and endure and withstand the winds of our lives, but can love all of it. I invite you to explore the possibility that you know everything you need to know, that you already have the answers deep within. And perhaps as you explore this idea that you already know how to stand in your life, you can begin to let go of anything that isn't needed. You can let go of thoughts that are unhelpful. And as you explore the possibility that you already know how to move forward in your life, you can begin to let go of fear and doubt. And as you contemplate this, perhaps you're able to recognize that you are wise. And maybe you're able to let go of a little more. Let go of the tension. Let go of the noise that fills the mind and makes it hard to see. And we gradually remember what we have known all along, that we are mighty, that we are beloved, that we are still and we are calm, that we are wise and we are whole, that we are capable and we are brave, that we are resilient. And we tend to these truths as though tending to a wild garden living within us, growing and adapting. We honor what is sacred and what quietly lives at the very center of us. By visiting this plot of land, this island of ours, by taking these small moments to lay down our torment and to replenish, to drink from the clear spring, we find our center here. And I know It's easy to get lost in the storms and the chaos of our lives, I know. But it's also easy to sit here with your hand on your heart, letting go of all that is no longer needed, remembering what is immovable in you, and remembering what is actually true. Remembering that you can access calm within the chaos. I find the calm within the chaos. I become the calm within the chaos. I am the calm within the chaos. And perhaps these statements land a little differently again. Breathing in, I am aware of my in-breath. And breathing out, I am aware of my out-breath. Suspended for a moment in time with our hands on our hearts, we remember. And day by day, we may strengthen our resolve to tend to this garden. We cultivate the land on this island, and we lean ourselves toward the goodness and the wisdom of our own bodies. I invite you now to lengthen your spine once again, feeling the strength in your spine as you roll your shoulders back and take a deep breath of air into your open chest. And tilting your face up towards the sky as though your entire being is looking up, as though your entire being is looking forward toward all the possibilities that may be waiting on the horizon, as though you are admiring the dramatic storm clouds from afar, knowing that even if the storms blow in our direction, we know how to hold our own center. We know we can return to the safety of our inner island, and we can find our calm within the chaos. And I invite you to begin to bring your awareness back to the sensations in your body and making any little micro adjustments you might need to make, remaining in the place where you are. If you're laying down, to stay exactly where you are, but you might like to bring your knees up into your chest and give yourself a nice little hug. And if you are seated, then you might like to fold your body forward over your knees and just create that similar closeness of your body. Or perhaps bringing a knee to your chest one at a time. And if you are on the mat with your knees in towards your chest, I invite you to just roll yourself around a little bit, enjoying that closeness, that little self-hug, massaging your back on the mat. And when you're ready to come out of that little hug, just placing one of your feet on the mat, keeping your knee up, or cross the other foot over that leg and reach through, grab hold of the back of the thigh and do another little opener for our hips and stretching out the back of our hamstring, just pulling that stretch towards your chest. And if you're on a chair, we're just going to create the exact same position with our feet and take our chest down towards that stretch, just as much as feels good for you. And just allowing yourself to process any sensations, any emotions, any feelings that have risen for you. Or perhaps to process what's now letting go and what is settling for you. And whenever your body tells you to, you're switching it over to the other side, recreating that same position with your legs and opening up that part of your body on this side. And once you've had enough of the stretch on this side, then just reaching through and grabbing the outsides of both of your feet, really opening up to the world and rolling yourself around a little bit, maybe putting a smile on your face, being a big happy baby. And if you are seated on the edge of the bed or a chair or somewhere, and you might just like to widen out your stance, lean yourself forward, or maybe walking your hands forward or touching the outsides of your feet, whatever feels right for you within your limitations, within your range of stability and capacity. And just bringing your feet to meet in the middle when you're ready, and lowering them down onto the mat. One more big opening in our center, letting your knees fall out to the sides, maybe your arms up as well. Taking a few deep breaths into the core of you, remembering your inner island of calm. Holding your center. And then when you're feeling ready, for those of you on the mat, I welcome you to just roll yourself over to one side and press yourself up. Coming back to a seated position. Getting yourself some water if you need some. And just making any adjustments you need to come back to a comfortable seated position. We're just going to do another sequence of tapping, reinvigorating and shifting our life force energy through the body once again. Yeah, that's the way. Bring the pets, grab the cats, whatever you need. And tapping from your lower belly all the way up the body. Maybe we'll thank our bodies as we go, thanking our core, thanking our center, thanking our heart, thanking our shoulders and our arms, and bringing that big happy seal, thank you hands, thank you seal energy, and tapping your way back up. And giving yourself a big pat on the back and tapping your way over the other side. And all the way down this arm. Big round of applause for us all. We're almost done. Yeah! Tapping all the way back up. And another big pat on the back for showing up for yourself in this way. And tapping over the face, seeing if you can soften that expression even further. Get that Grinch bitch expression off the face. And tapping your way over the top of your head. And tapping on your lower back, down the legs. And coming all the way back up the inside of the legs. Resting your hands back on your belly, closing your eyes down. We'll take a few deep breaths here, just at your own pace and rhythm. And just have a little check-in on this other side of doing the practices. You might want to remember back to the first check-in at the beginning and notice the difference. Or maybe you just want to be here in this moment, noticing what is alive within you right now. And when you're ready, I invite you to place one hand on your diaphragm and one on your chest. We're going to finish up our session today just with one nice, big, long VU, stimulating our vagus nerve yet again from the inside. And as you do, I invite you to really tune in to the sensations of your body, really noticing your heartbeat, noticing your diaphragm expand and contract. And notice that vibration that moves through the body and contributes to our healing. So taking a nice big inhale when you're ready. That does bring us to the end of our session together. As always, I want to thank you for showing up for yourself and showing up as part of this healing community.